him the point up top there. We'd kind of flash the point up top there for Mehtab. We would say congratulations, and then he would advance to the next round. And that's the gist of how this is all going to work as we go through these tournaments. And it looks like both of our runners are looking good. Producer Mike, everything looking good for you? All right, let's head on back to the presentation. And now we get to go to one of our favorite segments of the show, which is the Wheel of Fate. Because with the Wheel of Fate, what we're able to do is we're able to randomize the drawing. It's very high-tech proprietary technology that we're using here. Here we go. I'm going to give this thing a shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Mike, what do you think it's going to be? Okay, 22, 23. I'm not going to place a bet. I'm just going to give this thing a spin. Here we go. I'm going to go with whatever Jim U. Kerbero says. He always seems to get it right. See if I can find him up here. He thinks it's going to be 27. 28. Okay. That's a good one to get started on.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So, man, I got a feeling we're in for a good match here. Are you ready, Jonathan?
Let's do this.
All right. Well, guys, here we go. In this next CAD versus CAD battle, we're going to see Jon Moriarty from the United States, our number 5 seed, going up against Mehtab from Bangladesh, our number 2 seed. This CAD versus CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go. And the question here is, what is the mass of this part in XXX grams? And we see here that the tolerance is plus or minus 1 gram. It looks like both of our runners have already grabbed a screenshot. They're so fast. Let's flip over to the CAD versus CAD window and see how they do it here. So we see that on the left, we've got Jon Moriarty. We see that on the right, we've got Mehtab. It looks like both of them have started the same way, looking down on this thing from the top, drawing a circle and extruding it. And Mehtab draws first blood, getting that circle extruded first. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, it looks like Mehtab is doing things the way that we recommend, which is heavy on geometry, light on sketches. And
nice. I like that.
Yeah, but you know, there's more than one way to do this, and it looks like Jon is getting some more features there in his sketch before he starts making geometry, 3D geometry anyway.
Yeah, I like that. I like Jon taking that approach of kind of getting those holes in there to begin with. We'll see what he ends up doing with those holes towards the end, because of course they're not just straight holes. They're a little bit more complicated than that. For anybody who did grab the screen capture, you have to grab it fast. These guys are really grabbing that screen capture fast. Of course, you could always go back in the video and pause it or take a look at it again. But wow. Yeah, seeing Jon get through that and get that plate with those holes in there, that was pretty darn speedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut about other ways you could do it for the moment.
It's sometimes very tough, very very tough sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the way Mehtab has done this. I like the way that he's, it looks like he's really taking advantage of the way that Fusion lets you kind of use the existing edges of the part. You don't have to always sketch everything over top. That's something I really like about Fusion, how it's able to just kind of pick up on the contours based on the existing edges. That's something that I found to be very, very helpful as I've been continuing my journey in Fusion.
It certainly makes things faster. There are several little details like that really save you a lot of time using Fusion as opposed to other things. The fact that you don't actually have to finish an operation, you can just click on the next thing and it'll automatically assume you want to finish the operation.
Yeah, I like that too. I really like that too.
Right?
So now we see Mehtab, look at that, going from 1 to 3 with that, what is that, a circular pattern that he used there?
That's right, yeah.
Wow. Very, very impressive how quick he was able to get that geometry in place. It looked like he was almost stumbling there for a second, but he got out of it pretty quick. Meanwhile, Jon on the left already has that counter bore up top. So in a way, he's kind of it's interesting. They're taking such different routes. It's really hard to say who's ahead.
Yeah. It's too early to tell.
Yeah. So we have this Mehtab creating this kind of domed face on the bottom here. And of course, that's what we would call an anti-Ivan exploit. Basically, what that dome face is doing is it's ensuring that the runners can't just put those holes through the plate in any location. They have to put them at a specific location to remove the correct amount of material.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of become an arms race between me and the runners.
Yeah, I could tell. And it also looks like Mehtab is using the he's drawing it so that it's consistent with the view from the drawing. You wouldn't necessarily need to do that, to get it right. But for him, like myself, it makes things easier if you can just see one-to-one when you're modeling something.
Yeah, I think probably not only during modeling, but also especially during troubleshooting or during changes from the customer. It could really help save time and help make that experience better when you do need to make changes. Looks like Mehtab had some kind of like an S key type of menu there he was able to bring up too to queue up that circular pattern. Oh, yeah. But it looked like that circular pattern ended up in the wrong spot, huh? Wow. See how he fixes this.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky drawing.
Yeah. Looks like maybe he just decided on the wrong location for that seed instance. But wow, look at how fast he was able to get in there and fix this up. Very, very impressive. And look at Neil Z in the chat, a little flex. He's going to be competing later in the show today and already saying, I got it. Wow. Gray in the chat saying, I got it. SolidWorks user, famous on the Model Monday live streams we do every Monday. Gray says, I got it. Hassan, another regular. Okay, and look at this. We see Mehtab maybe coming in with an answer here. Let's watch the chat. And Mehtab comes in with an answer. 612 grams. And that is correct. And wow. Another sub 5-minute run from our runners. Boy, these guys are fast in this tournament. These Fusion users are speedy. Man.
Well done, guys. Yeah, that the whole tool there was a really smart move. You got one operation. You just add the dimensions. It's all there, diagrammed out, and you're done. There's your counterbore.
Yes. Yeah, and it's really, this is the benefit of having some type of a practice site, a place where you can go and you can kind of practice these types of moves, because you really start to get good at using those tools. I think a lot of times people kind of shy away from using tools like the hole tool because they're not used to it. They're used to just doing cut extrude. They're used to just doing cut revolve. But if you can just practice and get comfortable with those tools, man, you can see here, the proof is in the pudding, right? How much time you